Good morning, Americans and humans. This is your favorite alien today. Sitting in for Paul Harvey on Sunday, April 26th, 2022. And today, I'm going to do a commentary sitting in for Mr. Harvey. And Mr. Harvey and the boss up there, you'll like this commentary. It's called Of Gods and Men. And there's a reason why the boss up there, the supreme being, and Mr. Harvey would tell you the universe is the way it is. Gods. It's an artificial creation of a lot of different beings, not necessarily Homo sapiens or humanoids. Another thing, insectoids, they had their own gods. Same did the reptilians and the arboreals. It's not a uniqueness to Homo sapien. See, you guys are a little speck of sand in a big ocean here. We are a little speck of sand in the big ocean. So are the insectoids. And once a civilization gets to know that, then they understand the relationship of gods and men. Mr. Harvey, if you can hear me upstairs, all through your programs and your life, you try to instill in the Americans that they were created with one certain inalienable right, one, which was free will. And you also gave them a letter, which I gave them a letter, which they never read, both of us, Mr. Harvey. I don't think they ever read yours, and they definitely didn't read mine. A letter from God. And when you did it, and I read it when I was 9 years old, or I should say listened to it, because you put it on your broadcast back in 1965. Well, it was more like 1968 by the time I got to understand Mr. Paul Harvey. And from 1968 to present, I've understood you the way you wanted it to be, with all the stuff that you gave the Americans. Your rest of the story. The morals and knowledge that you want to pass on every one of those stories you did on the rest of the story. Your commentary from the lady from Sheboygan, Wisconsin, remember that one? You tried to give them inspiration and look to themselves for what they needed to do. I'm sure that you were sad when you passed away in 2009 that the Americans had never listened to you. But you see, Mr. Harvey, the problem with the Americans is they got watermelons for brains. And me and you haven't learned how to take that watermelon out of their brains and stick it with something a little bit more conducive. Hey, look at gold. It's a energy conductor. But there's nothing to conduct anything in Americans and human brains that'll conduct anything to make them listen to that light bulb and go, bingity, bingity, bingy. They got these artificial religions, which there's nothing wrong with them, as long as you know that it's man-made, created. Because if you had religions like they have here where you got to worship a god, really? That means you got arrested development. You're forever going to be the same, never different. And that's what you don't understand. You got an inherited in your being what any sentient being has. And most of them do. 85% of sentient beings in a galaxy that we explored, 2%. have a need to know, a need to comprehend, which you don't have here. You just have a need to know. You don't have a need to comprehend, and definitely no need to understand. And there are some civilizations that don't develop that, like the Moshka, which is a reptilian race that never got past hatred. It's the same as yours. You never got past hatred here. You never got past artificial items, whether it's an idol, whether it's value, because gold, you call it gold fever here, but it is not, there's no value from gold, mercury, lead, or any other metal. There's no value between gold and a rock. You put the value on there. And you put a monetary value, which is an artificially created item by you. Until you understand this, Americans and humans, your society is going nowhere. Our society got rid of artificially created items. There's some you can't get rid of, but most of them that you created, you can. But the all-supreme being out there created some artificial things that you can't get rid of. As an atmosphere, you need that for your life. Is that normal? Space is a vacuum. No, it's an artificially created thing by the laws in place that govern the universe. And do you know all the laws that govern the universe? No. Do they work all the time? No. There are places in this universe where the laws of physics, as you understand them today, don't work. And that doesn't mean that you got an absolute. And that's the problem with you humans here on Earth, especially Americans. You based your society on base 2, but you run it on base 10 with your monetary units and everything else base 10. But look at all the problems you're having, political and social, because you use base 2, and your society is not conformed to base 2. It does not conform to it. That's why you got all these issues, pigmentation issues. Base 2 should only have 2, black and white. But you have more than 2. You got more than yes and no, right and wrong, Republicans or Democrats, off and on. How about neutral? Where you put that in there? How about the he, she's, the she, he's, and the what's-its? And the Asians and the Latins, mulattoes and mestizos. Where do you put them? See what I mean? Base 2 doesn't work. You have to develop a society outside of base 2 in order to function as a society. Otherwise, you're heading for extinction. There's things that are associated with the Supreme Being. He probably went around saying, okay, let's see how you do. I'll give you free will, and we'll see how you do. And we're other beings, corporeal and non-corporeal beings that act like gods, that you might find immortal. Does the Supreme Being have a life? Yes. He has a beginning and an end. We may never know when the beginning was or when the end is, because time for him is longer than time for us. Same with other non-corporeal beings. They may find to be immortal as far as you're concerned, but their lifespans are longer. And that's what you got to understand, Americans and humans. Fix your society the best way you can. Paul Harvey tried to tell you that all through his lifetime. And he tried to point it out through his commentaries, and especially through the rest of the story, which you guys never understood or comprehended. This is your favorite alien saying, listen to Paul Harvey's The Rest of the Story and commentaries, and understand him for what he was trying to do, not for what he was trying to say. There's a moral to this. And you got to understand what the moral is. It's like if you try to watch Batman, the 1960s series. Sure, it's quirky and it's, what is that? But if you listen to this show every half hour, where they get in peril, and the next half hour where they get out of the peril, and at the end of the show, they have a moral to that show, whether it's a Penguin, the Joker, Catwoman, or Mr. Freeze. Oh yeah, and don't forget Liberace, huh? Yeah. Listen to him. There's a moral in every one of those shows of Batman. It was quirky. It was, by today's standards, you would say yuck. But there was something that in today's standards you don't have. A moral in their stories. Same with Gene Roddenberry's Star Trek. There's a moral in those stories. The first 79 episodes especially. This is your favorite alien sitting in for Paul Harvey. When are you going to get the watermelons off of your brains, humans, and especially Americans? Good day.